How's it going, everyone? This is Renzo Heredia here to show you my own tutorial on Fmod Studio. What I'd like to basically demonstrate for you in this example are basically three elements. The first one being level progression. You're in a level, and from this project, as you can see, there's different points where you don't have to go, just from left to right. If you just want to jump back to the exploring area, as you can see here, you have a choice in these sections of just going straight back. And it can work in a linear sequence where basically you're going from a level to, in this case, an action sequence where there's a boss. But you have a choice of just, going back and in the level, looking around, making sure you have grabbed all the items, grabbed everything you need, collected all the coins before you go and go forward. So the first being level progression. The second one is the use of stingers and interactive character elements, as you can see here, which I'll explain in a bit. And then also sound design as music. So using the settings, the really cool settings that Fmod has here, and basically using it to your advantage in the music. So to introduce this, the setting of this is basically a survival horror game. So the example that I used is Silent Hill 1, where imagine yourself basically entering any sort of haunted area. In this case, I imagine Midwick Elementary School from the first game. Really creepy level. Um, in this, basically, as you're going, the different things that you have at your disposal are, in terms of the project, are health, which starts at 100. Um, there's, oh, it's dotted here, but enemy presence. So as enemies get closer, this goes up. You start hearing a sound that indicates that they're close by. Progression, basically this helps with the progression of the level. So as you can see here, if I click on to transition, this interval represents if I put this knob right over here by the numbers, see it's at 1.2, and basically it's right in the middle where these numbers are. This basically helps me progress from here. So instead of just, staying and exploring and just standing still, this helps me transition here to a different part. And I'm about to do a playthrough too so that you can actually hear it interactively. So you have progression, enemy pass by, you'll hear some sound effects basically showing that there's enemies passing by. You can interpret it as them attacking you as well, which will affect your health, so be careful with that. And then the boss tension, that will be later for the action sequence, which you'll hear later. So what I want to do first is do a initial playthrough. I'll go from the intro to maybe about these two middle sections. Careful, be careful. This first one I'm going to be, talking, yapping away, and sort of explaining what I'm doing. But I'll pause and explain anything. And then the second time I want to just do a full playthrough, no talking, just going through, trying different things as if I was actually playing the game. So I'll start off by just doing the first playthrough. So now you're here in this creepy area. As you can hear, there's this static coming So as you can see, as I'm actually changing these knobs and I'm changing them, you can hear different sounds come up. Any one of them, same with the presence. Basically you hear the volume get louder and louder as it gets closer. So now from here you can, basically pretend that you got a little too scared there. It's a little too much for you. It's all good. You can just go back to the exploring area. The radio static and the cold wind will keep you company if you're too scared. So that's basically what I got going on. So from here, I'm going to do a full playthrough, and anything that I don't get to in terms of the stingers, basically the gears that I have up here, I'll explain afterwards. But from here, I'm just going to do a full playthrough. So let's do it. Let's go to Silent Hill. Silent Hill. So that's basically the big playthrough. What I didn't demonstrate was, as you noticed, that after here, I was at a progression level as I was in the boss level, where once I came back to exploring, I was in between this interval already. So it basically jumped me to the transition here and basically taken me to a level that, part of the level that's um, cautionary. It's not a part where you're just exploring. It's a part where you actually have to be careful and there's enemies about, so just be careful of that. So that's basically what I got. I'll just do a quick run through of like basically what I got here for the stingers. So, and also the track. So I can explain my layout here. Basically, here's the introduction. Here's the exploring track. What you're going to notice are different audio tracks. I have them color coded here just for progression. Different audio tracks that happen and event sounds that basically explain like the progression in a linear fashion where everything's going. But you're going to notice all these empty tracks here. basically these are the tracks that help me put what's there for the actual stinger. So for the health sound, I've got 3 different heartbeats that, based on where I have my meter, they start playing. So let me see if I can actually. So for these examples, I'm just going to stay here in this the cute little wind area. So as you can see, once I get here, I have a heartbeat. Then if I go lower to the yellow, it's a little faster, and then so that's what I have for that. The enemy presence. Actually, I apologize. That actually shouldn't be. See, here's some in-video fixing. That actually shouldn't have been on. That's been like droning this entire time. But a way to fix that, as you can see, is make sure your automation is all the way down here, and so that as you progress here, then you can actually control like when you want to hear it. And then the last thing I have are basically enemies passing by you. This is a fun one to do. This is basically a lot of these sounds, like later in the music and especially here, these are actually violins and trumpets. They're playing a loud note from loud to soft, and it's basically reversed. It's reversed, and not only that, but there's what did I add? A chorus, flanger, pitch shifting. What I did with pitch shifting, which is really cool with what you can do in Fmod. Oh, the wind stopped. It's calm now. What's really cool with the pitch shifting is you can change the shift of the notes of the audio files essentially as you're playing through them. So let's say this one's triggered. You can play that one like that, but you can also so notice that's the same one, but it's going higher or lower. So I thought that was pretty neat to do. There's some cool ones here. Yeah, there's nothing the only thing that's automated is no, not even volume, just the pitch shifting that I have here. So that is it. That is my Silent Hill project. Thank you so much for taking the time to look over it. If you have any questions at all regarding Fmod or composition and implementing, you feel free to email me at renzogharady@gmail.com. Thank you again, and for you composers out there, just keep on writing. Thank you.